Hey there, my name is Cole Decker, and I'm a licensed agent and real estate consultant here in the Columbus, Ohio area. Today, I want to talk to you about why it's critical that you get pre approved before you start searching for that dream home. Let's get started. Reason to get pre approved number one is fairly obvious, but it's your budget. Do you know how much you're ready to spend? Do you know how much interest is going to cost you over the life of your loan? How do you know how much to spend on a home? Well, there's lots of different calculators that you can use online, but by getting pre approved, you can actually get the real, in real time, in this market, what would it actually cost you to be able to buy any given home. It's really important that you understand all of the fees, how much you're going to be paying in interest every month, and to get that monthly budget just to make sure you're going to be comfortable living in this new home. The last thing you want is to buy a brand new, beautiful home and not have enough money to furnish it. We don't want to see anyone end up house poor. So, getting your budget is reason number one to get pre approved. That leads us to a second reason to get pre approved. This market, specifically the Central Ohio region, is hot, and a lot of the markets around the United States are also just as hot, if not hotter. So, it is really important that you get pre approved because you want to be ready to jump on that deal. Here in Columbus, houses are on the market for a median of 5 days. This means that a house is listed and is for sale, and 5 days later it is under contract. That leaves very little room for you to go back and forth negotiating. It also leaves very little room for you to say, hey, maybe I can afford that. Let's go talk to the bank and see if that could work out. No, we don't want to play that game. We want to know before we go make an offer on a house that you are going to be approved for that home. The third reason you're going to want to get pre approved before you start shopping for a home is the value that actually adds to your offer. Did you know that if you get pre approved, what we'll do when you make an offer on a home is we will go ahead and send that letter of pre approval along to the seller so they know that this person is qualified to make a purchase of this nature, right? What does that do for you? That makes your offer stand out that much more, right? If a seller has multiple offers and they're all in the same range and one of them has a pre-approval from a lender, that's the one that I'm going to pick if I'm the seller because I know that it has a better chance of making it to closing. And that's what all of us want. Everyone in this transaction just wants the closing to happen with no hiccups along the way. And this is a sure way to make sure that we get to closing without any hiccups related to financing. Speaking of getting to closing, number 4, avoiding the stress during the closing countdown. So when you make an offer on a house and that offer is accepted, you start a timer. In that offer, you have a closing date, and we essentially need to get everything lined up before that closing date to ensure that we're able to close on time and on schedule. So when you are getting ready and getting pre-approved, you're doing a lot of the steps that you would traditionally do during that time, post offer, but pre-close, to get everything lined up. By going through this, you've taken all those steps out, and now all we need to do is contact your lender and make sure that they're aware that we are moving forward with a certain property and they've got all the documentation they already need. They might just need an update from you here or there. So it's really critical that we think about this closing timeline and how tight those timelines can be, especially with regard to financing. So if you get pre-approved up front, less to go wrong during that tight timeline from offer to close. Finally, this one's for you. You do not want any surprises, and surprises happen all the time. We live in a world that is not perfect, and this also means that in our financial institutions, it's also not perfect. There have been times when I've had clients who have recognized that there's something on their credit report that they don't understand, it doesn't belong there, and this is not their fault, right? It's a derogatory mark on their credit report that suggests that something has happened, but in reality, it's a mistake. So if that's the case, you do not want to find out about that after you're already in contract because there's a pretty good chance you're gonna lose that house, right? If you have to go back and say, you know what, we've got a lot of things to work through. Can we extend closing? Can we extend closing? Some sellers are okay with it depending on their situation, but others may say, you know what, no, let's cancel that contract, we're gonna relist to the market, and then you are out of luck on that house. So the last reason is to make sure there's no surprises with regard to financing or your credit or your financial history before we make that offer on your dream home. So there you have it. Those are the 5 reasons to get pre-approved for your home before you start shopping for it. We will know after you get pre-approved what your budget is, exactly what we can look for, the terms in which you're going to finance it, and you've already answered all the hard questions. And then we get to the fun part, right? Exploring different homes, imagining yourself there, and trying to find the right spot for you. So do your homework up front, get the hard stuff out of the way, and then shopping is going to be as much fun as you want it to be. If you've got any questions about real estate, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name's Cole Decker with RE/MAX Affiliates here in the Central Ohio region. If you're in Ohio and looking to buy or sell, I'd be happy to help you out. If you're outside of Ohio and you're looking for an agent, reach out to me. I can actually do some legwork so you can have the best experience with the best agent in your local area. See you soon.